Hey guys, how's it doing? It's Young Skeleton here. Um, my part 2 video about fundamentals has arrived. And well, let's just recap, okay? In the last video, I told you guys that you were supposed to pick like one of these six characters: Trunks, Vegeta, Goku Black, Super Saiyan Goku, Tien Shinhan, or Yamcha. Put it on your team. Then pick two other characters that you would like to learn, and well, go from there. In this video, I'm gonna talk about fundamentals, which is really strange considering this is Dragon Ball Fighters, a game that's known to be like a clown factory, you know? Like people just get like high rank pressing buttons at the most fucking random times. But you're not gonna be one of those people, you're gonna be better than them. You're not gonna be pressing random buttons. You're gonna like understand the situations. This is kind of advanced, so this like could be like a 6 hour long video, but I'm just gonna like make a shorter video, okay? Because in this game, like every character has characters have differences between them, but it's mostly like you don't have like the true zoners like you don't have like a true grappler. You know, you have a few characters that have command grabs and that are options, but it's not like the same thing as playing Zangief in Street Fighter, or playing maybe Clark in King of Fighters, or maybe that big guy in fucking Eunice. Uh, yeah, well, or maybe playing King in Tekken. It's not the same thing playing a grappler in this game or playing a grappler in those games, okay? In this game, every character is more like streamlined. Every character has like more similar options, which is the way they went for balancing. I don't completely agree with it. I think they could have gone for more variety, made things a bit more crazier. But it is what it is. I still love the game, and I hope you love it too, as much as I do at least. Uh, okay, so fundamentals. Basically, there is a video made by Corey Gaming, which is really good for understanding fundamentals. It's called Why Button Mashing Doesn't Work. I'll link it in the description. But that should be like a very good tool for learning fundamentals. But let's apply to Dragon Ball Fighters here, okay? You have close range, which is where you usually the person with the first that presses the button first wins. Well, not necessarily. There's more to that. You get into mind games about reflect, blocking, baiting, dragon rushing, and just pressing the good old button. But but yeah, countering if your character has that too. But but yeah, it gets really complex. But your objective in Dragon Ball Fighters, uh, like in most fighting games, enemy settings, or no, you don't have to hit your opponent to win neutral. In Dragon Ball Fighters, like in every fighting game, you win neutral by making your opponent block. But in Dragon Ball Fighters, it's especially rewarding because this game has like extremely long block strings, and like in Marvel, you can like mix your opponent like a lot of like off of like nearly every hit you can mix your opponent. So putting them in block string in block stun inside a block string is a really important part of Dragon Ball Fighters. So basically, I'm gonna lay out the options that you have at low range, like when you two are face to face. You can press a button, and by pressing a button, you will win if your opponent blocks and you win even harder if he doesn't block. So there's that. But if you press a button and you get overzealous, you lose if your opponent reflects. Let me try counter attack, holding back, and I think this is reflect. Yeah. No, I want him to hold back. What the hell? Okay. Uh, so see, your opponent is at an advantage here because maybe you get overzealous, right? Oh, sorry. Like he can punish the hell out of this. You guys have no idea. Like I'm here, right in range of his. Oops. Maybe I'm not. Oh yeah, of course. I'm sorry. Let's go to the corner because block strings usually go like this, right? So see, now I'm in range of this. Okay, so if you wanna press a button, be wary of the reflex because if you get caught in a trap, you can get punished really hard. What else? Well, what you can do also is block. I'm sorry. Because if you do this and they reflect, if they reflect, oh my god, I suck at this, sorry. See? If they reflect and they get like also true trigger happy with their reflex, they are going to get punished. So the final thing that you can do is throw out a grab. The worst one is Dragon Rush, but every character has access to it, and it always leads into a combo. You also have the option of going for a command grab, but they don't always give you like a combo and sliding knockdown afterwards. So you have to be wary of that too. You have to be wary of what your options are after each thing too, because after you block, if your opponent presses a button, well then, geez, you're in a bad spot. You're now under pressure, and you have to find a way out of this, right? Of course, this is a bot that's perfectly reflecting every time, and I'm not baiting it. Yeah, you have to find a way out. And it's not that easy to find a way out in this game because the attacker is always at an advantage in this game. Because you have so many options, and for defense you only have, because let's be honest, you only have the option of throwing a punch or a Dragon Rush if you are positive, if you are like at the advantage. Because if you are like blocking, like it takes like your opponent can bait out your punch so easily and then punish you that, well, so these options are realistically only available for the attacking player. They are there for the defending player too, but in a much weaker variety, I would say. Because if you just like randomly throw a punch, it's so much easier for the opponent to just stagger. Let's see. None. Oh, you can. That's interesting. Let's then. Okay. Let's record this into this. Okay. My God. What? Oh. Wait a second. Hmm. Okay, let's try this now. Yeah, it's really hard because let's see if this is better. Yeah, it is kind of hard. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but just know that you can be punished for. Yeah, it doesn't really work to show you this guy, to show you this to you guys. So yeah, just trust my word. You can be punished if your opponent reflect. Well, yeah, let me just record here for you guys. Okay, now let's play. Now, yeah, there we go. But what else do I have to say? So yeah, these are your options, like close range, like your main options, close range, and what you should be wary of just pressing a button, like in the middle of your opponent's block strings. I do not advise you guys to randomly press buttons or try to uh, do a dragon rush, because it might work, especially at lower ranks, and this is why people are at higher ranks and like they still do this because, well, it has carried them like until high rank, so how bad could it be, right? But yeah, it's awful. Don't try to challenge, because you get stuffed like 80% of the time after you get to a certain rank, or whenever you play a good player, right? um at mid range, which is around here, well, here is where things get interesting, because a lot of the times, like, the game is played like in here and in here. Like, after the game gets here, it gets kind of like decided. It's kind of easier to like understand what's gonna happen. Here it's kind of a mystery for both players, because it depends on a lot of factors. Who's gonna press the button first? Who has the better range? Who has the best key blast? Who's gonna super dash? Is my opponent gonna beam super dash? Is he gonna key blast? Is he gonna bait my super dash? So again, you have a few options. From here, you can super dash, which, as we said before, is very good because you are instantly in front of your opponent and you can apply pressure now. Other things you can do is you can throw a beam. Let me play Tianxin for a moment. You can throw a beam. Yeah, let's play Goku. Or a beam like projectile. A projectile that stuffs super dash is a better term, because the ancient Han doesn't exactly have a beam, but he has a key blast that he doesn't exactly have a beam, but he has a projectile that stuffs a super dash. Let's make the opponent super dash. I think it's this one. No, it's definitely not this one. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Oh, let's just play a recording then. So yeah. See, see the Kamehameha stuff is super dash. Oops, let's play Tianxin right over here. What? Why isn't... Oh. Oh my god. Why isn't Trunks super dashing actually? Yeah, let's try Goku Black then. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. As you guys see, right? A beam stuff, a super dash. Oh yeah, the reason why I was doing all of that is because I wanted to show that Tien Shinhan does, like, his beam like project. Well, you guys can trust me, right? You guys trust me that the Dodonpan beats super dash, right? Yeah, of course you guys do. Yeah, I know how to do it. Press here and then here. Okay. My God. Yeah, you guys saw it. Okay. Now that I've demonstrated that it beats Super Dash and that it doesn't have to be a beam to beat Super Dash, right? Now I can move to the next point. You have the option of doing a beam, a key blast. You have the option of super dashing. You have the option of, if your character has that option, throwing a long range move that is not a projectile. Let's see, for example, Goku Black's command grab. It's technically not a beam, but it is a long range attack. Let's see Trunks, for instance. You can throw out his pseudo assist, which is change the future. The same move that is his assist, yeah, right? It's a move that covers a lot of the screen, and you can safely approach with it. Or you can do his shining slash, and then try to pressure from that. And finally, what you can do is you can do nothing. And this is usually what a lot of people do. Let's take out the info display there. It's bothering me actually. Much better. Like, because you are opening yourself up for super dashes if you're doing nothing. But unless the opponent has an assist, it's not gonna be like too bad if you get super dashed and you blocked it. Not to mention that if you have good reactions, you can always 2H's or beam the approach, and you can also like vanish the super dash attempt. You can call an assist to protect yourself from super dash. And that is the final thing that you can do when you're in neutral, is calling an assist. The thing is, it's kind of its own thing. Like, calling an assist because calling an assist is it doesn't take away the other options. But while you are doing this, you can super dash. While you are doing this, you can do this. While you are doing this, you can do this, and you guys get the idea, right? And at mid and at long range, it's kind of the same thing. You have the same options, the same realistic options, of course. Of course, you can just get them throw the auto combo, but it's not a very good idea. I wouldn't advise it. It won't work if your opponent knows what he's doing. But yeah, those are the realistic options. But it all changes because because of the very omnipresent mechanic of super dash. Because super dash beats some of those things, and like a key blast, super dash goes right through it, right? But a beam, if your opponent jumps and you throw a beam, he can't just super dash through the beam. Super dash will beat some assists sometimes. It's kind of random because of the way the hitboxes are programmed and you can't see them unless you like. If it's not a projectile assist, it's gonna lose to super dash, and even some projectile assists lose to super dash, like Vegeta's because it's considered a key blast, or Piccolo's assist also loses to key blast. Krillin's assist also loses to super dash because it's considered a key blast. So you have to take all of that in mind, because at this range, super dash takes very short time to get close. But at this range, your opponent has so much more time to react that at this range, super dash is not as good as from here, even though at this range your opponent could quickly come in and stuff your super dash. So it's a game of, is it like, how do I approach my opponent? And even more important, guys, it's a game of how do I put my opponent in jail? How do I make my opponent block? Because after you've made your opponent block, it's much more easier to make him take a hit. Okay? So for now, if you've been playing like one of those 6 characters, also another reason, I'm sorry, I'm gonna change the subject real quick here, because another reason why I told you to pick these 6 characters is that they I wanna say they have like among the best neutral games in the game. Very few characters control the neutral or have like very balanced neutral options in this game, like better than these 6. Trunks has like one of the best key blasts in the game, a beam, this amazing tool. You can spam it and it's very safe. You are not plus after it, so don't try to press buttons after. But if you have an assist, yeah, make them block it and then go for the assist and then for the mix. And oh, Vegeta has amazing key blasts, the amazing air key blasts. He has an air DP, which can make him like very good to counter people that are abusing super dash. A DP, I don't know if I said in the last video, but a DP is an invincible move. So it usually has like really long recovery after it. So like if you do this, your opponent can basically fuck you up. But if you know your opponent's gonna throw a button and you wanna counter them, this is a very good move. And he can do it in the air. So he can bait super dash by jumping, throwing projectiles. and then boom. Okay. Goku Black, the same thing. He has a mediocre Ki Blast, not the best, but not awful. A very good beam. Amazing buttons actually. Like amazing buttons. Like these go so far. Not his medians too much, but like his auto combo is amazing. His crouching strong is very strong too. It goes really far. Oh yes, now to the other side. Tianxin Han has good buttons, not the best in the game, but good all around. He has a beam, an okay projectile, Chaozu for mix-ups, like to force your opponent to block. He has an okay crouching heavy. I think it's kind of his heavy buttons are really good, but but they're underrated. Like it's not the best in the game, but it's damn good anyway. He has an okay air key blast too. It's not really that great, but it's there. It's inoffensive. Goku has amazing fast buttons that you can challenge with. Like every button of his is like so fast. I think the only button of his that's like not as fast as it could be is his crouching medium, but I could be wrong there. He has he has like rock paper scissors off of his what is it called, his crouching heavy. He can do this, a lot of things. An amazing Ki Blast too, good air Ki Blast, a beam, an air beam, which is amazing in this game. And finally, Yamcha. He has a very good Ki Blast. His buttons are kind of awkward, but his light buttons are really good. His standing heavy attack is really strong. He has this attack that moves him really far. He can cross the opponent up. Can bait really well. And although not a lot of people use it, he also has a beam. It's really slow, but you can use it. I do sometimes. And, well, yes, all of these characters have amazing neutral. So yeah, what you guys want to do for now, if you want to practice, is, well, I don't know how you play, but try to be a bit more reactive, because most new players, when they get into this game, they get a lot of easy wins by just pressing buttons. Because, so yeah, it works, so why would you stop doing it, right? Well, if you want to get really good at this game, it's not gonna be good for you. It's a bad habit, and it's and it and like most bad habits, like the longer you keep it, the harder it is to get out of you. So I'd suggest like getting rid of it as soon as you can. But be careful to not fall into the trap of playing too passively, because this game definitely rewards being offensive. This game rewards players that are willing to just do it, you know? So try to identify this within yourself. Try to see if you are being too offensive, too passive, and adjust to it. Uh, I think this is it for the video. It's already 30 minutes long. I wanted it to be like 15. So yeah, I hope you guys can enjoy it and learn something from it. See you guys later. Bye.